So let's get started with our breathing. It's taking some time to downregulate the nervous system, kind of let go of anything else that's going on and give yourself a high five for showing up, taking care of your health, working on your strength, mobility, core, letting things relax as you get into your breathing cycles. Nice deep breath in, long exhale. The next few breath cycles, just see if you can let go of any more tension, maybe through the neck and shoulders. And after your next breath cycle, we'll take it over to hands and knees and start to work through the spine by gently flexing and extending your back. Spread the fingers and just take the load through your hands, fingers as well, not just the base of your wrists. And as you go through a few cycles, move slowly, gently adding looking up as you drop your front side down. You can gently pull your shoulders away from your ears. And continue with some deep breathing. Rounding up, letting the head be heavy as you push the floor away. Get a little stretch through the back of the neck, between the shoulder blades. And the next time you round up, you tuck your toes gently, push your toes and hands away from each other. Get a little increased stretch response through your feet, and then relaxing the feet as you go into extension one more time. Sitting the hips back a little bit towards the heels. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Now we'll move to opening up through rotation, bringing one arm up and finding your end range. Try to hold for count of 2, really sinking into your shoulder and shoulder blade, taking some time to press the hand that's in the floor gently into the floor so that as you rotate, you maybe get just that little bit more. I encourage you to go slow, and wherever we're at here, I'll just go one more time per side myself. Just taking some time to spread the fingers. From here, we'll take it to side lying hip circles, a couple each way, and then some side planks before we switch sides. So rolling the top hip forward, stack the knees and feet, and just taking the top leg off in control, but finding the range that you can access. Keep that hip moving nice and deep. It's a core exercise too, so returning to your nasal breathing would be good. Variations for the side plank could include something that just looks like this, where you're just stacking your weight shoulder over elbow, or you come forward with your hips. Show you from the side. Here's forward with the hips. Here's the addition of a top arm and leg. I'm going to suggest about 3 resets here. So making sure you're not in a shrug, coming to a variation to try. Return to deep breathing, and you can just modify how long you're holding these. 1 or 2 breath cycles, feeling connected, not losing this sort of joint centering of your shoulder, and then taking it over to the other side and returning to and then onto your side plank, just trying to repeat what you did on the other side. I'm going to take us to bridges next, and if you'd like to add a resistance band right away to your bridges, go ahead and do that now. In this program, it's the 1.5 bridge, meaning I go up to full hip extension and then down halfway and up again. So here is a demo. There's my full hip extension, down halfway, up again, and then down and reset. Now by resetting would mean chin tuck. Make sure the rib cage isn't flared. So if you have a big curve in your low back, you just teeter that curve down a bit, and that should make you feel like you're integrated in these torso muscles. Have your feet placed wide enough that you're pushing out into the band as well. So you get a little of the lateral side muscles of the hip. And you can keep the tension on the band for a few of these if it feels okay. Up, down half, up again, or just let the knees fall in for a moment. Go through that reset and try to complete 10 repetitions. Chin tuck, low back. So I'll show some variations of clamshells now with the band on. We could just come into side lying and do clamshells with the knee, but if you'd like to add the side plank and the clamshell together, then similar to what I demoed a minute ago here, now you're up, you can clamshell. And if you'd like to go even further with this, we call it a thread the needle. You get a little rotation through your shoulder and back up and then into that clamshell. And I'm going to take a rest in between each one, just making sure that you don't compromise your form. Oh, you guys can hear me, right? Got the mic underneath my sweater. Okay, thanks. Sure. Yeah. Okay, good. So up and then here. Could just do this or this. Just a good challenge, whether it's 3 or 2 and you hold it, you're counting your breath cycles. Switch over to the other side. Depends on how tight the band is. All these things are factors. Nice. Okay, I'll take the band off after this. We go to down dog and plank. And please work on your feet as you go through these moves today. So starting with the down dog, I'm going to tuck my toes under and lift my hips up, aiming my heels towards the floor. Just the distance that your feet are from your hands so you feel like you can rock forward and bend your toes. This is just playing with where your body will go. You can bend the knees, rock through both feet, feel out the tension through your big toes. You could come right into a high arm plank and also rock through your high arm plank. If you need a break, then just float the knees to the floor, shake out the wrists, and go through this again. Up into the down dog. I can also just work on my upper back by releasing my armpits towards my feet. Then work on the toes. High arm plank, some rocks. And then let's finish this off with a couple of slow lowers to the floor. So not the push up, but just controlling down. Putting a pillow under your front side if you need to. Nice little way to warm up. Okay, we'll come to standing for some calf raises, double calf raises, up to 10. Can use a small ball. I'm actually using a slightly bigger ball this week. And just checking that my feet are straight. Then coming up onto my toes. Balance support if you need it. If you want to try to coordinate the breath, you exhale as you lift your heels. Spreading the toes. I got toe spacers on right now, so it's a little easy to spread my toes, but not quite as good connection up because there's that material in the way. Nice. Working the smaller muscles of the feet. Getting some good extension in the toes, really important for walking and gait, running, if you run. Taking it into more dynamic after your calf raises, just take your feet hip width or wider. The wider your feet are, the easier this is, and you're going up into an extension reach. Everything through the ankles, knees, hips, shoulders, neck is in extension as you reach up. And gift your body this opportunity to open your posture. Reach. Bring those arms all the way back. And wherever you're at, let's just do a couple more. Single leg balance. So let's just warm up the feet and take a little bit of time to go through what it feels like on one foot, making sure that when you go to one foot, you're not extending the knee and just trying to balance this way, right? So you want to have a slight bend in your knee and just float your weight over your foot. Now, from here, we'll go into the weighted passes. So you're taking a weight. Once you find your single leg foot position, you can have your back toe off or just lightly track the back toe. And you're passing the weight 10 times. Going slow, feeling out what goes on to maintain your balance as you move the weight and change your center of gravity. Feel things through your foot. A little activity. Want to make this even harder, you could blink or close your eyes for a few passes. Take that visual away and then set up after 10 passes to switch feet. Again, kickstand or off or a combination of both. Don't let the weight control or pull through your neck and shoulders either, have that activation in the upper body. Not putting stress through the neck and shoulders as you're doing this. That looks great. So lots of things going on with that. Next up, I'll take us to just a little warm up with the feet out wide, sitting the hips back, getting a good little stretch through the inner thigh, just going side to side. I'll show you from the side. I'm definitely trying to get my hips back as opposed to anything knee forward. Okay, and then now I'm going to take it to a step out. And we'll do a couple body weight. So 3, 2, 1, and then back up. Do a couple body weight and then decide if you would like to add a little bit of load to this. So as I step out, I'm pulling myself down, 3, 2, 1, and then powering myself back up to posture. Got a couple of options with load. Could be a dumbbell in each hand or a dumbbell in the center. 3, 2, 1, and back up. Try for 5 per side. Just take your time. A nice way to challenge your legs and hip stability. It's time for me to get a new phone recently, and I really don't like changing technology. But it happened, and all the things are working, all the buttons are working. I'm sure other people experience that kind of electronic stress too. Alrighty, now static lunge up and down, 6 per side. So now we're taking weights, finding a split stance position and loading the legs. I'm not stepping forward. That's what I mean by static. You're just in it. Pull yourself down, back up. Remember, with these moves, you can challenge the angle of your front knee by coming forward. If that feels okay on your knee, a little more knee friendly is straight up and down. Breathe. What's going on in those back toes? Are you getting some good bend? And is the front knee tracking right over the midfoot, not wandering in or out? Go to a depth that you can control. Excellent. Grab a little water, finish up that set. And the last exercise in this set is a squat and press on one side, about 6 reps per side. So when you feel ready, take a weight that you know you can press overhead. Find a squat width with your feet. There's my squat and there's my press. And then a pull back down, anchor in, nice and even through that squat to a depth you can control. Great. These rep ranges are just suggestions. Depend on your body, what weight you're trying to press. So modify up or down just based on how things are feeling. Good stuff. Nice and even. Now, as we go back through the set, starting with the single leg balance passes, one variation I showed in a different class this week was to do that with a loop band on. So if you're feeling like you would like a little bit more of a challenge, then you come into your single leg stance with the band on. Now I'm putting a little bit more resistance through this hold. Don't feel like you have to do this. Breathing, you can do it without the band. You can have your back toe tracking as you need to. Opening up the foot, making sure your toes aren't too scrunched up. You want them long and connected. They scrunch up when you need to find your stability and your balance, but then try to lengthen and open that foot posture again. Switching sides. Definitely adds a little something. Then from here, we go back to the lateral step and 5-ish per side, deciding if you're going to take load. I like the idea of that 3, 2, 1 being nice and slow, sinking into it, and then powering yourself back up to your posture. Excellent. Working hard. Now, last time for the static lunges, I kept the same weights, but I'm going to go a little heavier. So see how that feels for setting yourself up. You could hold a kettlebell in the center or dumbbells. Loading, you got it. You come out of this before me. You're ready for the next one. It's our squat and press. Just taking one more round and then we'll take it to the floor to work on the get up a little bit. So breathing in as you pull yourself down, connecting with the feet, little activation of the hips, in control of your press. So if you're leaning to the side or leaning back or it's shrugging into your neck, weight's too heavy, you can't control those things. You don't want to hurt yourself. So lighten it up. Good. If you know the full get up, please feel free to do a full get up now, loaded if you like. I'm going to do the get up to high bridge and work on a connection through my setup and my shoulder. So lying on my back, same side up of the arm as the knee that's bent. You can punch your shoulder to the roof and then pull back down so you've got a nice connected feeling. Opposite arm and leg out on an angle. So here I roll to the elbow. I'm not in a shrug. Press up to my hand and adjust the hand so I feel like I can take my weight up. 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Slowly come down. Find that tall position with no shrug. Lower myself to my elbow and then pull back down to the ground. Go ahead and do another one of those on that side. Some are doing a full get up. I'll switch it over. The get up is just a practice in my mind that we are not letting go of, shall I say, over time. So a lot of factors in it. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. Own it on the lowering phase as well. Never want to lose the ability to get up and down from the floor. And that is going to be the ticket as the days go by. Okay, so now let's take it to a seated row with a band. So finishing off your get up, don't let me rush you. We'll take a long band, wrap it around the feet, and then take some time to get nice and tall in your posture. If you want the elbows to finish at your sides, squeezing the shoulder blades together and then releasing the arms, you can let the shoulder blades come apart. Work on getting that sweet spot of the tension where you have to really think about it. It's not too easy, not too hard. And we'll go between 12 and 15 reps. If you start feeling tension up into your neck and shoulders, just make sure you're in an anti-shrug position, so armpits and shoulders away from your ears. And take your elbows wider if you like for a few reps, just to change up the little muscles, different angles of recruitment. And next, we'll go to McGill hold, lying onto your back, finding a variation of this core exercise that challenges you. This is what I mean by teetering the back. So just finding that connection through the mid to low back where you feel the rib cage integrate into the torso. So this is working and I haven't even lifted my foot or head yet. If you have a sensitive neck, leave your head on the floor and just lift your leg a little bit off with this connection. You're going to feel the work. You could also add the head or no support on the head. But watch that you're not bringing your head up too far. It's really sternum and chest, like lifting with the forehead right there. Try not to get that tension on the neck. As you switch sides, you can roll your head. You can hold for breath cycles so you know, okay, I'll even myself out. Kind of like the get up is a practice, so is this. Because if you're feeling tired and your neck is flaring up, you're just here. And then maybe the next time you do this, you lift off for a bit. You don't have to hold for the entire 3 breath cycles or 5 breath cycles. So make it your own. Next, we'll go push-ups, variations on the floor, or some will take it to standing to push up off a wall. And if you're on the floor, just taking some time to establish your plank position, spreading the fingers, Stepping back, the head is in line, little activation through the hips. You could do a mini push-up. You could do a slow lower to the floor like we did in the warm-up, or a full push-up, finding the number that you know you can do well, making sure that you're working your shoulder blades as you pull yourself in to create some tension. Coming out of your push-up set. Oh, that looks great, everyone. And then into a bent over fly. If you have light weights that you can control this wide motion with, feel free to grab some 2-pound, even up to 5-pound. I wouldn't go higher than that if you haven't been doing this. Up to 10 reps, even with just body weight, can really get a lot of activation in through my armpits and lat area, shoulder blades. And then we're going to go for a carry on one side or a carry and hold on one side. I'm going to grab something a little heavier for that. So set yourself up for success by thinking about what you can hold on one side, and I'll time this for about 30 seconds. So pick up, go through the checklist. Don't let this weight pull your shoulder down so you're anchored, right? You're trying not to lean in or lean back. Nice deep nasal breathing. It's halfway. "25 seconds. And then carefully putting the weight down for a moment. Shaking it out. Switching sides. Here we go. Go through the checklist. Feet open, knees not locked. Tall posture. Deep breathing. Now it's halfway. Excellent. Coming out of this, we'll return to the fly. Okay, so I'll take us back through the order. I'll try it with some 2-pound dumbbells. Slight hinge position. Palms slightly forward. Anti-shrug. Think about pinching your shoulder blades together, equally on both sides. Then we go to our push-ups. Did you go to a wall or the floor? Taking some time to create your plank position first. Pull yourself in. Push away. Onto your back for your McGill holds. Oh, nice. I like the work I'm seeing. Okay, so what version is it going to be, Sheila? Lightly support my head. Come up. Work on some nasal breathing, aiming for about 3 full breath cycles. Could be more, could be less. Use this coaching as a guide and find a variation, not too easy, not too hard. When you switch to the top knee, reset the posture. And then into our seated row. So don't let me rush you. I did 1 per side, 3 breaths. I recently heard on this roundtable podcast uh, of experienced coach talking about how training can be thought of as just a recipe. Just follow a recipe. Do some foam rolling, do some core activation, joint mobilization, call it what you will. Do some strength work, do some walks, some cardiovascular. Don't feel like you have to go, crazy with the recipe. The consistency, following the recipe, you're going to get the magic over time. I like that way of thinking about it. Sometimes I feel like the exercises can be repeated or they're just a bit basic. They're maybe not as exciting or as sexy as some things that you see, but they work. So there you go. And who said working on the get up wasn't sexy? Anyway. All right. "12 to 15 of these, and then we do have a get up. Speaking of get ups, this time I'll do a full get up with body weight. So I can just kind of chit chat. So if you want to just do it to the high bridge, to the elbow, make it your own. I do see some online that are doing a full get up. So here I go, just aligning my posture, chin tuck, same as with the McGill curl, right? I've got that connected to my elbow. I'm looking at my top hand, just keeping an eye on that. Now I come up and bring my knee through, sitting into my hip, then coming to half kneeling, taking some time to tuck my back toes and adjust for a lunge up. Stepping back, getting control of my balance. So I'm bending those back toes that we're working on, slowly dropping the knee down, soft landing. You can soften the foot and open. You could keep your back toe tucked if you wish, but might feel a little harder on the knee. Coming through to the hip, back down to the elbow, and not collapsing or shrugging as you pull yourself back down to the floor. Once you feel confident in the stages, body weight, partial stages, we add weight and just slowly over time, as part of your practice, doing this with a weight in your hand. The body weight version, if you think of this as getting up and down from the floor once a day, body weight, it's really all I ask. It takes less than 2 minutes, and that practice will help you maintain your ability to get up and down from the floor. Okay, so let's come up. We got about 5 minutes left. I'm going to start us with some hip hinges or deadlifts. And you could use a kettlebell from the floor, hinge back, stand up. This is a neutral back position, so if you can't get here without rounding your back, then you need to elevate your weight off the floor. A different variation that be a little bit easier on the back could be lifting from the top down to the knees or below and standing up. If you do have 2 dumbbells, I can see that. This is a nice little add at the top. You can just rotate the palms open, get those shoulder blades working again. This is a hip dominant exercise, so you want to be thinking about anti-shrugging the shoulders, taking a breath in and pressing the hips forward and then lowering through that lever of your hips. And back down. Okay, from here I'm going to take us to some curtsy lunges, and just alternating your curtsy lunge. You can go body weight, or if you want to add load, it could be here, it could be here. Sinking down with your body fairly square to the wall in front of you, only to a depth you feel comfortable. Now, if this doesn't feel good on the knees, it could be a tap and then back to posture. It doesn't have to be the lower as well. And giving yourself an opportunity to get some rotation in through the hips. It's great exercise. And we'll go from here back to the deadlift. So we'll focus on the hips there for the finish. Up. Get a lot of questions about the difference between a squat and deadlift in my in-person class, because people are just used to squatting. Squatting, knees go forward, hips go down. A hinge is different. Knees bend, but they don't go forward. Hips go back. Think of the hips going back to the wall behind you. Okay, so let's take it through your set of deadlifts. You guys all look good. Rep ranges, oh, that's up to 10 if you're going heavy, maybe 6 to 8. Always gotta listen to your body and change the rep range based on your ability, what you have available to you. And you feel that work through your hips as you go side to side and back up to posture, roughly 5 per side. After your 5 per side, I'm going to take us into a 1, 2, 3 freeze. You could continue to hang on to the weight if you wanted to. And every third step, just take a moment to try to find your balance on a single leg. If you want to make this even harder, go a little bit lower with your knee and blink or close your eyes briefly. So here, taking a little longer, go a little lower, blink. Ooh, there's a lot going on with that. And we'll go for the next 30 seconds before we say goodbye. And different angles. Challenge yourself. Say you slipped or you caught your toe on something. Can you get your foot out? Different angles. Create that stability through the whole hip complex. 10 more seconds. A little lower. Well, that was following the recipe for today. My program is our recipe. Thank you so much for growing your strength with me.